Lives Matter, with feminism, with a bunch of social causes that
Hello. I am back. All right. On Facebook Live. Hello. Facebook.com/Metal Methodist. Just going to share this to my page in case people are trying to find it there. If you are trying to find it there, hey, come on over to Facebook.com/Metal Methodist. Like and follow, press those buttons, and you'll get to know when I'm live on here, the new home of Metal Compline and the Metal Methodist way of life. I shall say hello to folk in a minute. Just when I catch you. Hello Tim. Back in the Zoom. I'm back in the Zoom. Sorry, I'm just going to pull up the slides. Hello, Rita. It's lovely. Just which you don't get on YouTube Live, although it's a lot easier to get onto there from Zoom, I tell you. It went rather swimmingly this evening, last night, in terms of the technical side of it. But hey, Facebook Live is working again. Hurrah. It's time to shrink. I've shrunk already. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Ari. Oi, Arian. Where's my poo emojis for tonight? Because I didn't get any because we're on YouTube last night. So I was sans poo emoji. Sans le emoji de merde. C'est toi, fermez la bouche, mon petit flou. Have you, Tim? You've been listening to Witch Hazel? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I think because he's one of the, I can't remember if it's the guitarist or the singer, but one of them's got like proper qualification in ancient church music. So taking that and their history, it just ticks all the boxes. It's kind of that sort of churchy bit in a slightly gothic way, lyrically, I guess, or medievally. It's historical. It's funky. It's like. It's like if the Darkness hadn't built themselves as a comic band in terms of the quality of the sound and the songwriting. But yeah, I think they're really good. That's better. Thank you, Ari. That's many emojis, many put emojis. So yeah, hello. So tonight's question. This morning, I was in a meeting of a new group that I'm on for the Sheffield Methodist District, where we're looking at learning and caring, learning and development, training, that sort of stuff, how we learn and grow as disciples, as people in ministry. Well, we're all in ministry. We are a priesthood of all believers, a Judas priesthood of all believers. So that got me thinking, actually, after sabbatical, what learning have I done? So hence the question tonight, what and how are you learning at the moment? I know as a Sheffield circuit, we're doing some mental health awareness training, initially for staff, in terms of how that feeds into that learning, helps us support each other and the people we seek to serve and minister to and with. So I wonder what you're learning. Hello, Mater. So we'll have a think about that question. While we think, here's a song that I like to call Drums and Bass, mainly because it's drums and bass guitars and not a lot else. In fact, nothing else. Let's bang, people. Martha Quinn. Good evening, Martha. May your evening be full of rainbows and unicorns, and may you have a good sleep. And I'm very glad that you like that song. That's very kind of you and nice of you, Martha. I hope you're okay, Martha. I hope Mum and Daddy are right as well. Hello, Rick. Awesome to have you here, my friend. Fantastic. Yeah. Right. So you need to download the FB, the Facebook app, to get it. That's weird, isn't it? Okay, but it's awesome. However you've done it, it's awesome that you're here, my friend. Thank you. And thank you also for the stuff you've been posting on the facebook.com Metal Methodist, facebook.com/Metal Methodist page, just in terms of some other bands to listen to and things to check out. I'm off work next week, so I intend to sort of do some more writing instead of cycling through the same songs, but also check out some of those links and get some more lyrics to use in the liturgy for this service. Cool. Again, I've written things down in my portmanteau. So yes, I make it that time when we is gonna gather. They're not going to plough the fields and scatter. Oh no, it's scatter, not gather, isn't it? Plough the fields and gather. No, scatter. Sorry, completely random, inappropriate harvest reference there. We're going to gather. As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night, for those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is Say hello left. To Hugh. From near and far, come as you are to this place and embrace this space. As darker hue Hello, Hugh. You of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here you, me and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine. Tried saying for the fact we nearly got a Hugh and a Katie in here tonight. Tried saying for Harvest Resources, allwecan.org. Hello, Jane. Hello, Wendy. With other people, gather around and run towards each other in a circle pit now. In Christian love, obviously. Yes, all good Harvest resources are available from allwecan.org.uk. Good to see you, Jane. Did I say allwecan.org? Allwecan.org.uk. I was convinced it was .org. Tim, can you correct us? Me. It's just me making a mistake. I'm trying to blame other people with me. There's nobody here. Well, it was nearly Katie. Pit, rah. Good man. So, yeah, welcome to Metal Compline, night prayer for today, Thursday. Yes, all day. It's Thursday, the 22nd of October. So it comes that time when we now say, Reverend Matt Fugel, you've got to give a church council. Big love, big prayers for that. And even with only being able, Fimits still managed to get with the... I've been sat on it, just waiting till my phone said Matt Fugel's watching. And I went, it's time. I'm glad you didn't miss it. I know how important it is to you. May that plug go with you and within you. Oh dear, it's that time of the evening when we like to say Tusen Tag, which comes from based on the word from Old Norse for thank you, a polite formal way, and essentially means 1,000 thank yous. So what are you thankful for today? What has elevated your soul? What has been life-giving? Maybe many things, maybe one thing, maybe a huge thing, maybe a small thing. Maybe it's an encounter with somebody, it's something you've done today, something you've seen or noticed, either where you are or on the news, whatever. Just a chance to to think upon that. And while we do that, I'm going to pray. It is .org.uk. Thank you. Sorry, Tim, for all my erroneous pluggage. And Matt, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke that spirit of hatred for www.allwecan.org.uk. Now they're ganging up on you now. There's Matt Forsyth's in. That's it. Quick. Everybody, pile on Matt Fugel, circle pit around Matt Fugel, and bump him into loving www.allwecan.org.uk. Yeah. So Tusen Tak, we think about what we're thankful for, and we bounce and kind of pogo to some joyous powery metal kind of thing. Here it goes. All together now, especially for Matt Fugel. allwecan.org.uk. Tusen Tak, people. Yeah. I do hope there is something from today that has lifted you, been life-giving, for which you want to say 1,000 thank yous. Or simply save time, effort, and oxygen and say Tusen Tak. But maybe there have also been things that have been pants. Stuff outside of your control that you've experienced today in your life, the lives of others, just your sense of heart, compassion for stuff you've seen on the news and things happening in the world. Thinking again of violent reactions to protests in various countries. It may be stuff that you are kicking yourself about, and do you know what? God thinks you're awesome. It says so in the Bible. So, we can lay it down and get back to loving ourselves as children of God so that we can love others. Whatever it is, we can lay that down as we say these words. Yes, no, Matt, you can totally cut that into the intro for 117. That's hilarious. Oh, God, please don't. Oh, I've got visions of this anybody about a circuit website. Oh, I shouldn't know. Don't shut up out loud in case David Burton's here. You can't hear me above Harry.
Arian! Button it. Turn it down. We're all looking at you, Arian Tully.
Also, it might make the baby Jesus cry. So let's lay down what we need no longer carry from today. Lay it down, leave it behind, give it up, offer it to God. Whatever it is, the principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regress and the regrets, the burdens and the fears, the lament and the tears, for ourselves, for those whom we love, for all humanity and all of creation. We lay them down. And time again, no matter how far we feel away from God, God in Jesus, while we are far away, comes running out with arms open wide to meet us and to hold us and to say, come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest, for my burden is light. And may that rest and that peace and that sense of things lifting be yours now and in this night. But Harry still piped down. Oh, look what I've done. Oh no, my blooming face is in the middle of it. Matt, Tim, you're Zoom experts. Well, we're all experts now to a point. I'm just trying to work out, is there a way of moving where the thumbnail with my mug in it is? So it's not, I forgot, and maybe Metal Bible picture too big, and now it looks like, what does it look like now? Looks like Mellow Bible. Mellow Bible. Mellow. Well, yeah, I just wonder if you can move it. You can move it on a screen, but I've realised it doesn't change in terms of what's being broadcast. But hey, that's a picture of a better Bible. Yes, it is. And you can get one too. It's got lots of fantastic testimonies in from metal and rock musicians, like Nicker McBrain, the drummer from Iron Maiden, like Brian Welsh from Total Blank, Korn, and like David Ellefson from Megadeth. And of course, David Ellefson is twice as cool because he too is a slapper. That's right. He slappers the bass. He too has 5 strings. So there we go. You too can get yours from www.metalbible.international.com. You see, I've even put the link in for you. So they're currently launching a translation in Portuguese for the dedicated metal nation, absolutely dedicated metal nation in terms of fans. Man, they're committed. Seriously, just Google anything, just pick a band and just put Rock in Rio in and see what YouTube throws up in terms of, size of festival and whoever's playing, just the absolute joy of that shared experience in fans. So they're about to launch in Portugal and various sort of South American, Latin American countries. So we're going to have a reading from there. Sorry, Matt's just making me laugh again. All right, I see. So it's I've got a lump it, and so have you. So my fizzog will appear where Facebook to Zoom decides to put it. I do apologise. Oh, wait on. No, I've just shrugged myself some more. I suppose I could stop my camera. and just leave it off for the good of everybody, regardless of what's on the screen. Yeah. Oh, dear. Anyway, a reading. This is from... Now, if you did manage to find us on YouTube last night, or if you watched when I loaded it finally to Facebook, it took 24 hours to upload. Then don't worry, you're not having deja vu. We haven't ended up in Groundhog Day fully yet. It is Luke 24, 17 to 24. Just after the death of Jesus, some friends of his are walking back home from Jerusalem in fear, basically. A stranger comes alongside them and he asks them, "What are you discussing so intently as you walk along?" They stopped short, sadness written across their faces. Then one of them, Cleopas, replied, "You must be the only person in Jerusalem who hasn't heard about all the things that have happened there the last few days." "What things?" Jesus asked. "The things that happened to Jesus, the man from Nazareth. He was a prophet who did powerful miracles, and he was a mighty teacher in the eyes of God and all the people. But our leading priests and other religious leaders handed him over to be condemned to death, and they crucified him. We had hoped he was the Messiah who'd come to rescue God's people. This all happened 3 days ago." Then some women from our group of his followers were at this tomb early this morning, and they came back with an amazing report. They said his body was missing, and they had seen angels who told them Jesus is alive. Some of our men ran out to see, and sure enough, his body was gone, just as the women had said. Something I noticed after I read it last night, it's kind of like some of our women, not some of the women, some of our disciples who are women, but yeah, interesting. Yeah, they went and came back and said his body is gone. And it's like, and then they started, like, the male disciples going, "Oh, what? Angels? What? Oh, come on." And they go and look and they come back, "No, his body's gone. No angels. No, silly women." Yeah, am I just reading it that way? It slightly reads like that. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So, hello, Rachel. So why read that again? Well, last night we thought about that experience because we went on to think about how they realize in the breaking of bread, in that sacramental act, that act of hospitality, that it's Jesus is with them, or that Jesus is with them, in whatever way you want to read that and interpret that. And then they run back to Jerusalem, or the census is pace. I don't know if they did actually run. I don't know. But, they kind of straight back out the door again, having just traveled back. And it was the ups and downs we'd experience of life, the highs and the lows, and how we care for each other. That's what we were thinking about last night. But tonight I just want to ask, essentially, they've been through a lot, like many of us. And they are able just to pour out their soul to Jesus, to share with Jesus and be real, all that's on their heart. And I guess just encourage us as we gather this, each night to do this for prayer. But that's kind of what we do in the thanks, in the Tusentak, in the laying down of some of the stuff that, as it says here, sadness written across our faces. But also as we pray for others, those things on our heart. And I sense that is really important, just like it is at 117 on All We Can's Facebook page. Just that sharing together honestly and before God, and just knowing that we can just go, "God, it's like this. This is where I'm at." That's what those disciples do, and they realize that Jesus is with them. So too, as we pour out what's on our heart and pour out our souls, may we too know that Jesus is with us, and that great cloud of witnesses praying with us and for us. Yeah, so I'm just going to catch up on some comments. Oh, how very apt, Melissa. Off to read a story called Girls Can Do Anything, which has been brought home from school. Fantastic. Faffing. Oh, no, so I'm not allowed to faff now. Well, earlier on in my plug video, the question, promoting the flagging the question for tonight, you commented stop fluffing your mullet. Well, so which do you prefer? Fluffing or faffing, eh? I could be really annoying, and you can have it both ways. Yeah, I'll fluff and flaff at the same time. Anyway, yeah. Oh look, and then I had a really I've written this all out for tonight, and then I had quite a serious, unexpected, but serious phone call, and I've just turned to the page to see what's next, and there's nothing because I ran out of time to write it. Never mind. So let's discuss tonight's question. What and how are you learning at the moment? As I said in the meeting I was at this morning, a district meeting purely focusing on learning and development and training, and thinking about perhaps what we need support with, and a bit of resourcing around in terms of how we respond to COVID, whether you are a member of a church or you kind of care for somebody, whether it's about how we care for neighbours or do stuff within the community. Yeah, no, I know, Tim. I'm here for prayer, but mostly faffing. Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't feel like you're learning something at the moment, what is it you'd like to learn? Yeah, okay, we could put that in a sort of narrow sense of, what sort of things to help me as a disciple, but also what are the things that you're interested in, that are your passions, that you want to learn more about and go deeper with, that actually is then something that you can offer to God to be used in serving others in whatever way. It's got to a sad stage. So during sabbatical, I started having bass lessons. Yes, I actually had some lessons, people. And as of this week, I have ceased my lessons, just simply not having the time to actually be, back from sabbatical to practice. Yeah, but hopefully I might do it again. So I was learning the bass, and now I'm not. I know you'll never tell. You'll never be able to tell that I was learning the bass, but all right. Yeah. Thank you, Mother. Learning to trust again in new circumstances. Ooh, wow. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And that thing of, is that kind of learning by experience? That which okay, Methodist factoid. So there's a thing called the so there are 4 principles. Foundations are the means by which the people called Methodist, following the founder of the movement, John Wesley, and Charles and all the others who were involved, but mainly John, because he was a control freak. Things that they put forward as a way in which we can reflect in terms of our understanding of God and our discernment of perhaps what God might be saying. But obviously Bible is one of those. Tradition or church history or how things have been understood or practiced previously forms part of it. We have the gift of reason and our intellect, and it's not about who's the cleverest. It's about actually, just thinking things through, reflecting in that way and using our own reason, but also experience, responding to experience, and that informs how we then read the Bible, and how the Bible informs how our experience and how we perceive things. So it's kind of a circular thing. In fact, it's a cycle of theological reflection. Why the hell am I talking about that? Oh yeah, that was it. so within Methodism, there was a focus on that experiential kind of learning and growing in discipleship. And listening to your mother, that's maybe how we do learn through experience, and we recognise that sometimes those experiences are painful, as well as, please God for you, that they are positive and do help us to trust even in different settings as we find ourselves in now. Evening, Joyce. Good evening, Bev. Hope you're both all right. Thank you, Tim. Doing lots of learning about anti-racism, white supremacy, and Black history at the moment. Some really challenging reading. And the Carla videos, man, the Carla's amazing. Yeah. So Akala, I don't want to use the wrong word here, such as my lack of knowledge of, I suppose, was it sort of kind of hip hoppy sort of stuff, but very much, spoken word, definitely a poet. A bit like, kind of Kate Tempest. And also, I think, like Kate Tempest, a bit of a prophet for our times. It was dead good that number 3 daughter came home the other day from school, and they've been doing RE, and for RE they've been doing, as part of Black History Month, learning about the Black Lives Matter movement, and she was telling me all about Rosa Parks, Desmond Tutu, enough about the degree I got at university, Desmond Tutu, which is one above a Thora third. You've got a quadrilateral tattoo. That's amazing. Wow. Where is it? If it's not too rude to ask or for you to say. That's amazing. Man, that's dedication. So it's great that as generations, we are continuing to learn that if we learn the lessons from history, perhaps our present is informed and we don't repeat the mistakes, and maybe the future is more just and inclusive, as we actually live out the fact that all are made in God's image. So thank you for sharing what you are learning. I've been reading a couple of theology periodicals, theology journals. On your forearm. Wow, man, cool, nice one. We should have Metal Methodist tattoo show and tell one day. That'd be really good. I might get the www.allwecan.org.uk logo somewhere. When I left Leeds, I was kindly given, as part of a leaving present, which was very generous, a money box that says Tattoo Fund on it. But certain people who are watching with us are not too happy on the idea and say, so far it has nothing in it. But I'm feeling this might be a word from the Lord that it's new tattoo time. Oh, cheers, man. No, Catherine. No, well, it's faffing or fluffing or tattoo. You choose. So I just pray that whether it's through our experience as we reflect on those, both the good ones and the more challenging ones, that we learn with God from those, as well as if we're sort of engaged in other forms of learning, whether that's podcasts, webinars. That we're all doing webinars at the moment, online learning, or just reading, that we engage with. Thank you, Rita. See, Catherine. Yeah. See, Catherine, Saint Rita of Blackwell has spoken. Lady of God. Now you're for it. That as we learn more about God's world, and our faith informs, therefore, that synergy of it, about how we are equipped and aware of what's going on, and how we might respond as disciples, as we continue to discuss the other questions in the Methodist way of life. So we come to the inappropriate loose use of umlauts, metal Compline prayer time. Is that an umlaut? I don't know. I know that it's on Spinal Tap, and it actually made no sense in German. Actually, it's just completely random. Oh well, I'm fairly sure that is as well. But there we go. Yeah, other things we want to pray for. I pray that the spirit, Catherine's heart, might be opened by the Holy Spirit to the idea of me having another tattoo. And I claim that in the name of Jesus now, Lord. Yes. I do pray for the person that I had to have a phone call with this afternoon, and all that's going on for them. For hope and peace and a real sense that they are unique and valued just as they are, and who they are is more than good enough. Yeah, and that's perhaps we've mentioned. Hello, Rachel. I know we've mentioned Black History Month and Black Lives Matter. So again, just praying that as a society we would learn and understand the lessons we need to from history, where there has been oppression and injustice, and that as a species we might seek to live and to have systems that are social systems that are more inclusive and just, well, not even more, just are inclusive and just. We continue to pray for Theo and his family, and Neil, and any others that people want to name out loud where you are in your hearts, or to type in. So let's offer our prayers. As we say together these words, or words that are more like the Lord's Prayer you might know, whatever version, whatever language, to the one in whom all people and all creation have their being. May your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those who won't let us get a tattoo, and to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever and ever. And ever and ever and ever. Amen. Because I ran out of time, I'd forgotten that I'd looked up some lyrics on my phone rather than writing them out. So I've forgotten the ones for the Tusentag, for the thanks bit. So I shall share these. As we prepare to take our rest from a song Toxicity by System of a Down. Now, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. When I became the sun, I shone life into people's hearts. When I became the sun, I shone life into people's hearts. So may the peace of the All-Parent be ours and with those whom we love this night. And in the time that is and will fully be, come on, with all people and all creation. Amen. So apparently I can have a tattoo. It's official. It's been posted on Facebook on a public post live during this, that I can have a tattoo if it's a poo emoji. Well, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. Well, it'd be good to share with you. Thank you. Yeah. And actually, I'm aware on my iPlayer watch list thingy, I'd kind of added all the programs that were on as during the summer where things were particularly, they're still tense, but perhaps they're most violent in some parts of America. And just to educate myself in terms of Black Lives Matter movement and Black history. So yeah, do you know what? As part of my commitment to learning and caring, I'm going to go and watch them during some time off next week. So thank you, Rachel. Thanks, Tim. Good to see you all. So let's end Blisters and Others with a sway. A sway in a manger. Guess what I'm doing for Christmas? Cheers, Joyce. Thanks, Rita. Night, Catherine. Night, Harry. Let me have a tattoo. Let me have a tattoo. Big love, people. God bless.